Good morning and good afternoon. Could you please somebody verify if you can hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Thank you very much. So now we can start. Good morning and good afternoon. Today we will show you live broadcasting directly from Research and Development Laboratory in Sundbyberg, Sweden. My name is Sharka Brignac and I'm acting as a Global Product Manager for Concertor. And with me I have Jan Becke that will demonstrate the product in the clock test rig. And behind the camera is Francisco Leal. You will be muted during all this session, and please use the chat for all your questions. So we will answer those questions during this session or after, depending on the time. So what we will show today, we are actually missing all visitors that we have seen in flight asylum during those years. And so since it's not possible to travel right now, so we have to come to you. And this is the first or second session today, actually, with this clock testing live streaming directly from laboratory. So we will show what we are usually showing for the customer. And we will start with the well-known and reliable end technology. We will continue with the adaptive end design that it's mostly used for the small range pumps up to 7.5 kilowatt or 10 horsepower. And then 2011, we launched more intelligence that combining with the standard pumps. And this intelligent controller called SmartRun. So this will also be shown in this live broadcasting. And finally, hopefully you know that we have made the integration of all those products in one product, and this is called Concertor. So this will be shown at the end of this session. So I would like to hand over to Jan Becke to provide this demonstration.
Hi everyone, my name is Jan Becke, working as a manager for hydraulic and mechanical testing here at the laboratory in Sundbyberg. And I really miss you all. You know, this lab are crawling of visitors every year, but for last year, nothing. So if you can't come to us, we will try to come to you. And this is new for us. We're not professionals, hope for the best, and trust the technology from Francisco. So we're going to demonstrate a very small test rig here in the laboratory, the CTR, the clog test rig, but it's one of our absolutely most important ones. So we start here, present the hydraulic unit. Here, this good old fellow, single vein impeller, very good impeller, but have some drawbacks. For example, it has a fairly low efficiency. Hydraulic efficiency is about 68% for this one. And it has some clogging issues also. Things tend to get stuck like this. Clogging occurs when you have symmetry. And here is almost the same pressure on both sides. So things can get clogged like this. And when pump is turned off, it tends to fall out again. The next time, get stuck even more. And then you lift the pump up, it falls out, and you don't see it. And you say, oh, great, nothing here. Start again, even more, and takes more and more energy. Then someday it passes like a ball and ends up in the next pump station. We call this soft clogging. That's why one of the reasons, many reasons, we developed the N impeller a bit more than 20 years ago. 2 blades, it's about 80% hydraulic efficiency. We're swept backwards. Things that come in tend to slide off this way. So we have this relief groove. This is no cutting device. A cutting device must work like a scissor. This one goes like that. Just feeds it out mechanically. And as I told you earlier, clogging occurs when you get symmetry. Something can get stuck over the impeller like this. Then we have the guide pin. This is no cutting device either. It's just pushing stuff from that to the side so that the relief groove can grab it and bring it out. But unfortunately, we have run out on patent on this good old fellow. But so now the competitors are copying us, of course. But lucky for us, we get the adaptive. And you know, I'm very fond of simple solutions. When someone comes down to the laboratory with a very advanced solution on some smaller problem, I tend to, but this one is, it's a so simple solution and it's great in functionality. If something big comes in, here, it squeezes itself from the impeller and lifts it up in a split of a second, like 100 of a second. So we have a small gap for high efficiency, but just when it passes, it lifts. And you can also see that we have a current peak when something passes like that. When we have the adaptive, that peak is reduced to half. Actually, that can be directly translated into the load of the shaft and the bearing and everything. The solutions are so simple. There's a spring load here, but you actually don't need it for the function because the hydraulic forces are forcing the impeller down. And if you have a system where you really need to cut up things, because this one doesn't cut up things, then you can install a shopper ring. But if you have a shopper ring, you don't have any adaptive. Because if you have an adaptive on a shopper ring, you will create a terrible scissor like this. So then you can't use it. But if you have this shopper ring, well, here we have chopped up cables. You see, it's a very brutal test. But now we're going to test exactly the same hydraulics as you see here. This one is mounted in this good old pump here, the 3085. We're going to run it at only 1.5 kilowatts. So we start here. And you hardly see nothing, but we start the stroboscope light. This is extremely strong stroboscope light. Now we are running at best efficiency. That is around 20 liters per second. If you test the pump, especially a single vane impeller, out here, I've seen it on YouTube, competitors are running pumps out here. Then you get anything through it. But then you have zero efficiency, and it's actually about cheating. But we are using it 20 liters per second. No one can argue about that. Best efficiency part. Okay. We start with this. We call it Vetex. It's not so common in the sewage system, but very common in Swedish kitchens. But we use it because it has a very high surface friction. You should slide off the impeller, but you see, it gets stuck here on stainless steel. They use it in kitchens where they have high friction to clean stuff. We used about 20,000 of these to develop the end impeller. I'm buying about 3,000-4,000 at least every year for this clog testing. But I reduced it a little due to the adaptive function of the impeller. Actually, I'm using less because we can use them several times. And the manufacturer of this one has actually been here twice. And I get Christmas cards from them. And I'm in their internal paper also because they have a very strange application to throw them into pumps. They're throwing a lot of things into pumps, but this is one of our favorites. Okay. Start with 2. Pass through there. Three. Pass through there. Okay. 5. That is getting a bit more interesting. Standard pump of this size, Norberg is into serious trouble when you put in 5 of this in only 1.5 kilowatts. And you see if a customer will find something like this in this small pump, they probably say it's okay. Now, of course, we push it some more. Now we got 7. You see, you can't even put it through by your hand. But now I'm leaving the safety zone. So be comfortable. I would like to add some brain to this good old cast iron product. So let me introduce the SmartRun. If you presentation technique, if you want something interesting, cover it up. So the SmartRun, made to save energy. I heard about that about 75% of the times it's just plug and play. We're going to connect this to the pump now. The SmartRun automatically learns the pump station and automatically put the pump into the right RPM just to save energy. It has had a pipe cleaning sequence. Occasionally, it puts the pump up the highest possible RPM to clean the pipe system from debris. It also has one of my absolute favorites, the sump cleaning. Every 11th stop in standard configuration, the pump will pump down to take the fat and grease and surface water. Everyone knows what happens if you have a glass of water and put in some oil in it. It floats on the surface. Then the pump stations are the same, but they're much worse. And cleaning pump stations are a multi-billion business, actually, all over the world. And if you put the SmartRun in the pump station, you very quickly will see results that fat and grease don't build up anymore. It does miracles, actually. Then, of course, it has a pump cleaning sequence. If there's a risk of clogging, it will directly stop the pump. If the huge disturbance, run it backwards, see if there's something there, Nothing there, forward again. But it has to be fast, faster than the fuses in the pump station. And if there's a clogging, it will stop and then go back and forth to clean it. And it can take some minutes, it can take 10 minutes or what, but it's still faster and cheaper than the service technician go out there and try to solve the problem. And the customer probably even notice about it. So we will activate this cleaning sequence now. And by the way, I also will say, I think this one was fairly cheap because you don't need that, actually. You only need that. So I will put in some tougher material here now. And hopefully we will activate this cleaning sequence. So, okay. Take some more this time. Even more. Now, it stopped. Running backward. Forward again. It was a huge disturbance. It should do like that. So, if you take a high efficiency hydraulic unit, high efficiency motor, smart control, then we did like, I heard rumors that the iPhone, when it came, it didn't really contain any new technology. I heard that it was basically free technology, but in a new package. We did the same. Because I had all this, and it was like our destiny to put it into one package. That we introduced the Concertor. So, efficient hydraulic, high efficiency motor, and the SmartRun. You can trust this thing because we know these things. We started with that, now it's in there. But the really new thing here is the motor. It's the first one in the pump business, a single tooth permanent magnet motor. It has double energy density against an normal asynchronous motor. That means half the size. It has a very high efficiency. Gets to IE4 in some regions, IE5. The rotor, surface lying permanent magnets. And one interesting feature. We use this motor when you want to have high performance and make them smaller. The stator plates looks like this, mounted here. And sometimes, I can't prove it, but I think I know where Tesla got their logo from. Just my thinking about it. So now it's time to test the Concertor. So I need to change the pump. But meanwhile, I will give you over to Sarka. And by the way, Bob, I heard you're there somewhere. So, hey, Bob. So, please, Sarka.
So we have to reorganize, and I would like to that you see behind me, Jana, that it's changing the pump in the clock test rig. And Bob Domkowski is saying hello to you.
Oh, great.
And we have actually 58 attendees at this live session. Really great. We had 100 on the morning session. So do we have some question? I will just check the chat. Do we have something? No, nothing is in the chat. I can share my screen and just talk a little bit about the customer values. So now you can see that. So Jana was actually talking about the connection with the SmartRun and integration in the Concertor pump. And also he mentioned all those functionalities that includes, the main functionalities that includes like the pump cleaning, sump cleaning, pipe cleaning, and energy minimizer. When we are talking about just the pump, I took with me a small demo Concertor pump. It's like a plastic, just 1.3 kilograms. So you can take it to your customer and show. The Concertor is possible to order. So you will find this in the official price list. And in the head, we call it integrated control system. So in this simple pump, so you can find many components that you usually have in your control cabinet. So now they are integrated in the integrated control system. So we have the motor protection here, we have the soft start inside, we have power electronics that is needed for the speed control, and also the clock detection and the pump cleaning functionality. So everything is included. The pump itself also have a lot of built-in protection. That means that we have two temperature sensors that checking the temperature inside in the electronics. And if it's reaching 80 degrees, it will automatically decrease the power of the pump until this will be cooled down and it will restore to go up in the power. So the pump is actually protecting by itself. It's also restarting 20 times, so you don't need to send the guys to the pumping station if there be a weak network, like under voltage, over voltage, undercurrent, overcurrent. So this product will restore 20 times and then will send the alarm to the pump station operator. So very service friendly, and you can save on this up to 80% when it's come to trouble-free pump. So the operational cost will go down, and also the maintenance cost will be less. And since the product, it's also since we have this speed controller inside, so you can change the duty point. You can use the pump as a rental pump, so you can change it from station to station. But also in the current pumping station, you maybe realize that you need to have a higher flow or higher head. So then you can change the settings with help of your computer and software file, but also with, if you have an HMI, as we got in this control cabinet on the wall, so that you can change the settings very easily. So this will be very safe maintenance, since you don't need to lift up the pump from the pumping stations. So one of the trouble-free pumpings, and if you are if you are adding this small box that we call controller, so you will get additional functionalities like some cleaning and pipe cleaning, but also the energy minimizer. And this is called actually an XPC system, and it's for network station or collection station with up to four pumps in the station. The same box, it can also be as a gateway for a process industry that will automatically adapt to the current algorithm that the process already have and will follow the process algorithm. And this is called DP and can be used for treatment plants, industrial operation, but also can be used as a simple on-off start. So this will be the trouble-free pumping. And additional functionality, as I was talking about with this controller, is the energy minimizer that will additionally reduce the energy. But just the traditional and technology is reducing up to 25% energy. This technology or this hydraulic are working with a mechanical self-cleaning design and will keep the efficiency on the sustained level. So you will not lose the efficiency due to the clogging issues, as Jana was showing the channel impeller, and often happen that the clogging issues are on this impeller, what is called impeller leading edge, on the impeller leading edge. So this is not happening in the end technology. And you can reduce the inventory since you are using just only one impeller in each hydraulic. You don't need to have different impeller diameters. So you are offering it that you can work in a performance field. So this is also one point that you will reduce the inventory. And the selection is very easy. You can use the select to select the pumps and then place the order with the specific duty point that it's called set power. We also can reduce we have 4 customer values, and it's the efficient asset management. And here we have that we also can reduce the control cabinet with 50%, since most of the components that you have in the control cabinet are already integrated in the product, and you don't need to cool down the drive as usually needs to do. So the cabinet can be much smaller than for traditional pump. But this is for new operation. If you have the current cabinet, so then you are using this one. So this was just a short information. I have 2 questions here. As you say, this is mostly a combination of different existing technologies. How long do you think it will take for the competitors to catch up and offer similar products? Yeah, I actually forgot that this product was launched 2016, and we have sold over 14,000 pumps worldwide. And until now, we haven't seen any competitors coming with something similar. I mean, with the complete integration. They are using the parts as we have the SmartRun separately, and then like the motor, more efficient motors, IE3, IE4 level, working with the synchronous motor, but nobody was coming with this kind of integration. So we will see when it will be next exhibition, if somebody will plan to do. And I have one more. For the adaptive and impeller, can you confirm that A broken spring after many cycles will not change the function of the adaptive and imbalance. This question has come up before from sales and service. I don't have directly any answer since I haven't got this question and I'm not aware about this problem right now. So I think that I need to ask the R&D if they have seen some reports, but this was never, when it comes to Concertor, so this was never reported. And I have a good track record of the failures for the Concertor. So this is not the issue for the Concertor right now. And if it's for the traditional pumps, because the adaptive one is used in many other products, so then I need to ask the question. And I will send the answer to Mike. So, okay, so just I can hand over to Jan again, and he will continue with the Concertor.
Yeah. Thank you, Sarka.
Stop share.
So, okay. Thank you, Sarka. Now we start the Concertor. We're just running the Concertor pump by itself now. We don't have any electronics connected to it. So every function you see now are built into this product. We'll be running at test efficiency point. This case is about 40 liters per second, and we're running at 6 kilowatts. So, you should have this strobe light also. I know that this one is a little more tricky to get a good picture with the strobe light. Sarka, can you see? Vortex there. Okay. Satisfied with that? Okay, Sarka, give me something.
Okay, so what will we should start? Okay, so we take a F.
Plastic photo. Need to fill it with water first. Plastic water are sometimes tricky to get into the pump. Okay. So. Okay. Instead of washing them. You have to be careful when you put things in because you can easily grab this one. Okay.
Wet wipe.
Wet wipe. Bob knows we love to test wet wipe.
How many will you have?
Yeah, give me a bunch. This is a new product for us in this testing. What?
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Add a couple more.
10.
Yeah. Candidates, here to have it. plastic bag. Now we're getting somewhere. This one is one of my favorites. This. Could be tough enough. It's actually a nightmare for us. Put some water in it, allow it to water to get even worse. Yes. Any more?
What we take?
Oh, we call them water destroyers. They really mess up the water, and you know when we're testing a lot of diapers, you almost have to shuffling it away. Let's do this. Yeah, okay, Francesco. By the way, that's for us to empty the filter. So please go up there and we will empty the filter and see everything that has to be done. This is how we want them. On hard.
Oh. Yeah, they would like to add some rope or string.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Yes, fine.
Yeah. Hey, I get some here. Is it okay? I take some of these. So are a bit tricky because I easily grab this one. This first one. Yes, disappear.
Seeing that was so quick.
Was it quick? Quick?
Very fast through the hydraulic. So I think that we would like to thank you that you attend this time session, and hopefully we will do it more often, and that we have much more to show in this laboratory. So not only the clock testing, but also other part of the laboratory. I think Jan is expert on that now. So you are very welcome. So if you have something to add. So.
Yes, and as I said before, miss you all here, because that's one of the best parts of my job here is all the visitors. I get visitors from all over the globe and no visitors for 1 year now. So that is pretty strange. So, well, if Moses can't came to the mountain come to Moses. So we try it and give us some feedback, because we're not professional. This is the first time we do it. And we're very grateful to have Francisco here running all the technology, because that's not me and Sarka's business, actually. So, yes, glad to have you here, and goodbye.
Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.